Hello there. This is Vinita Davranangia, reading my column Ozone for the Times of India. The verbal irresponsibility of our times. Let us move to evolved dialogues at this time of crisis rather than preside over the devolution of our culture. In difficult times, people of character come together as one, while the rest break asunder. Perhaps it's naive to be shocked at anything anymore, but I do despair at the verbal irresponsibility of our times. Quite often, what's wrong is not what is said, but the tone in which it is conveyed, and the hyperbole. The rhetoric becomes hero when words and phrases take over and real issues go under. We do not speak up where required, speak too soon where silence would be better. Speak too much and too loud when a small statement would do the trick, and then speak out of context and recklessly. In the midst of all this grandiloquence and the verbal spars, where is sanity and the voice of reason? Take the example of Kangana Ranaut and Jaya Bachchan. No doubt Kangana is brave to stand up for justice, but must she insist on personal vendetta and on taking down an entire industry? In getting carried away, the real issue, Sushant Singh Rajput's death, got overshadowed long back. What Jaya said made sense too. You cannot tarnish all with the sins of a few. But then she went overboard with her analogy of thali mein ched, giving trolls and others easy pickings to latch onto. To be heard and paid heed to, you don't need to shout, nor over-express, and certainly not abuse. The right remark at the right place and time gets heard, if it has substance. Sadly, verbal irresponsibility, which had a veil of shame over social media in the form of unnamed trolls, has stepped from virtual into the real world, with people openly naming and shaming each other. Women are called names like haramkhor by ostensible keepers of cultural mores in an attempt to belittle them and threatened with humiliation and molestation. Rather than seeing evolved dialogues and learnings at a time of crisis, what we are seeing is a devolution of character and a shredding of the social fabric. Media avoids issues that are the need of the times while encouraging the meaningless bombast. And all we do is sit back and watch the decline of our culture in ever-increasing despair. Verbal communication helps create or destroy cultures, lay down norms and expectations. It comes with a responsibility. You are responsible for what you say. The rules of engagement have evolved over centuries of civilization. A culture can either be warm, inclusive and comforting, or hostile and awkward. The choice is ours, and sitting back and watching is abdicating responsibility. Uncontrolled, irresponsible verbiage is today's weapon of mass destruction that must be confronted. Attitudes may take decades to improve, but being responsible for our words will teach us the difference between right and wrong, decent and indecent, ultimately infiltrating our psyche and becoming a part of it. We must stand up to and oppose verbal abuse. Speak up against remarks twisted out of context to suit agendas. Even if we disagree, we must move on without threats or abuse. Make a point. Do not create arguments or regress to personal slander. We need to be more responsible verbally if we are to save ourselves and the future. Thank you.